Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles. Although it is a time for rest and recuperation, I thought I come and make this video for it is we're really at the turning point. But for the turning point to happen, for the ascension to happen, for all that which we're waiting for to happen, there has to be that all the elements work together. That means all the humans that are essential to the plan be ready. It's on a multi-dimensional level, but all also on the higher planes already done their own work and they all synchronized. Now we're just waiting the goodwill of the planets that will move the collective consciousness of the flow of humanity towards readiness for a big change. But it is coming. There's so many things that will be unfolding as far as the revelation of truth. There is completely inevitable, no matter what. There is no way any of the plans of the darks are going to succeed, no matter how much propaganda, how much dark magic they make, no matter how much, no matter what they do, they will fail. It's just completely inevitable. It's just because the energy of life cannot support the anti-life forever. It's like it's just an experiment, but it's like life will support life, and so we're just going to pull a few cards to see and then discuss a bit of astrology. For we are depending on the good wills of the planet, and the planets are the higher evolutionary powers within the solar system. The highest wisdom is intensity. It's the intensity of love and joy and happiness that we seek. So breathe out everything else. What we need to understand is totality, to relax to the point where we can keep a fine-pointed, our attention can be very fine-pointed. What we need to do is to let go of all those things that are also heavy on us. But we're gonna move it. We're gonna have an eclipse that's going to be coming at the end of April. That's really going to assist with that, and even this new moon. This new moon on April 1st going to be very powerful moon, because for many reasons. There is also in Aries, it is the beginning of the year. It is the new start with this new moon. It's a brand new start. Go for it. It's time for action whenever you call for this action. And there is also Mars and Venus that are also there with Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's about accepting the completion of the healing of the so that's to understand the healing is complete. And so on this, it's going to be at 11 degrees of Aries. I'm taking those notes as from other astrologers or from computers. For I don't have a telescope to verify all that, but it's very much about feeling and how you feel about how we feel about things. And also there is but there is Mars and Venus are together with Saturn in Aquarius. I'm sorry, it's Mercury and Chiron that's in Aries. And then we also have Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces, which is amazing happening because they're both the ancient rulers of Pisces, and so they're very powerfully the opening the doorway to the expansion of the mystical. Really, we're going to move out of the Piscean age to be a fish out of water, because we moved into the age of Aquarius, but we're still trying to navigate as fish. But we have to learn to work through the ethereal, the air of Aries, and let go of the attachment, because we're like trapped in the net of the mental trap of the Pisces, so of the Piscean age. And so we're getting free with this. There is really the potential of freedom for Mercury here is with the Sun is very powerful, because it will increase the understanding of what the Sun and the Moon brings, and Chiron will assist us in integration of the memory in order to accept the complete healing, as well as we have Saturn, Mars, and Venus that are making a square to the North Node in Taurus. So the North Node is the Dharma, is where we go, where the South Node would be more the Karma, what's been integrated. And so it will really like turn us back to nature, to the mother, to the divine feminine, to the Tao, to the silence, to the rest, to the peace, to the acceptance of unfoldment of the unconditional love, the pink ray. All of that will be greatly increased, and the outcome is going to be the inner voice. The inner voice will not be ignored any longer. The higher self is coming down, and we want that. We want to be totally in union and fusion with our higher self. We want to be, because we're tired of those two dualistic parts that are fighting each other below. So in terms of concentration, in terms of what needs to be understood, just trust, relax and trust. And in terms of letting go of all those things, the suppression, those ropes, it's like it has to be that the certain thing, the purification has to go through. It's like there have to be so there may be a time where you need to reflect and find time for yourself, to not be always in a need to be in to find this aloneness, this hermit, and to bring the light, and then will be able to bring the light into the world. That's basically the essence of our mission. There is also the idea of morality. Morality is something that we have to apply it to ourselves, but we cannot. There is many things that are presented morally as wrong, that are absolutely, that do no harm, and other things that are presented as benign, that's completely unethical. And so there's going to be a change and realization on how we perceive value, what is good and what is not. For at the end of time, the Christ said, at the end of time, what is good will be recognized as evil, and what is evil will be recognized as the good. So it is about discerning and letting go of a lot of judgment, trust, and let yourself be guided by your intuition that will show you the truth. And so there's going to be much more, it's about experiencing, it's about the fusion with this nature principle, and to make the ordinary extraordinary, and all of that goes through the ability to listen to the inner voice. So there's already a fresh start that is coming for it's interesting, but when we travel in the multidimensionally, it's like the dimensions are stuck on top of each other. The more you ascend through the vertical axis, the higher you get into the dimensional process, or the deeper you go within. So, but when you're in the fourth dimension, you're on the future timeline of somebody who's in the third dimension. If you achieve the fifth dimension, you already see and therefore you're in the future of someone that's in the fourth dimension, and so you can, and 6 and 7 and so on. So it's very much about what you can achieve and integrate in terms of dimension, give you a great deal of steps ahead in relationship to time and the unfoldment. But timeline are very flexible. There was all kinds of experiments, like Pegasus experiment, the Montauk project, what they called it, the Looking Glass experiment. Those are like secret military technology experiments that were done with extraterrestrial technology about timeline. But when they projected themselves into the future, they came from such a low place of spirituality that they moved into a future that was completely devoid of light. And so the inflictor says, this is the inevitable future because we've seen it. Well, not at all, because the only future is the one you choose. And this is, if you choose the ascension and the return to the divine, it will be a future made of love and joy and abundance and freedom. So do not let any prophecy determine your future. Only choose that which is the point of the point of truth, the point of freedom. And time travel, we learn to time travel in time, and there's all kinds of things. There is I was talking about, I'm going to pull a few more cards with that. The highest wisdom is milk and honey. It's about what is really makes you feel good, testing the best things out of life. It's the best. Do not settle for anything less than the best. Do not settle for, we have to make compromise within ourselves, but when it comes to, we have to know what we want, and then to know we're going to receive it as well if we do not compromise. What we need to understand is to co-create. We have to co-create with the universe and co-create with each other. Also, everything we meet, we're co-creative, and that's what we need to do. Is the tribe, to meet the right people to co-create with, and that is we're asking the angels to make that happen with grace and ease and swiftly. And the outcome will be house cleaning. It will be cleaning up. There's still some house cleaning. I think that was the oracle of yesterday. The house cleaning will continue. Right now, there is arcs that are awakening on the planet. That's going to force of revelations. But for millions of years, extraterrestrials have come and gone to Earth. They've set up civilization, they've done their work, and they left, and others came. And for millions of years, that happens. And some of them have left technologies and bases and all kinds of things that we're going to discover down here. And one of those civilizations left a whole series of they are like archives, spaceships, laboratories. They have a very advanced technology, and they're awakening. They're like the fleet arrived in the solar system, and now they're like all those throughout the whole solar system. They left some of those technologies throughout the whole solar system, so they're all awakening, and they're going to be moving closer to the Earth because the Earth is the key to the ascension of the solar system. So as the fleet move forwards, the arc would continue to awaken. So some of the special forces of the planets also. This is all about the power and the politics. It's like this in Ukraine. It was about the two stargates they found in Ukraine, or in Iraq. The Iraqi war was about the stargate that Saddam Hussein found in the south of Iraq. It's all about it's never about what's been told to the public, but those arcs will be known. There's some in Russia, in the United States, in Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, on the moon, and in Romania, I'm sure there may be some other ones that haven't been discovered in the Gulf of Yemen. There's been in South America. There's one in Washington as well. There is a lot of and those technologies are being activated. Some groups are trying to break through with blowing up doors, and that's like, so they're like those maybe have to be deactivated because they can't reveal the secret. So it's you need certain DNA, you need a certain code, the frequency to activate if you come into those arc, and depending on your frequency, the arc will react differently. The ship is intelligent, and so, but it's all. I was trying to find a balance because there's a lot of even in the intel there is well, not so much in the intels, but in the feeling sensation that there is a disbalance in the awakening of those arcs. So I tried to send some stabilizing force, but eventually I came to the connection with a consciousness, a collective consciousness that is coordinating the awakening of that of all those arcs throughout the whole solar system. And so I know they already are in charge of it, and everything is fine. So this will actually activate, and eventually they're going to float into the sky. They're going to illuminate the whole sky throughout the whole planet, and nobody will be able to deny that. I'm also curious to see what will happen with the capsules of the wing makers. The wing makers are human beings from the 28th century that came back through time to give a helpful hand to their past self. And they've left behind 7 time capsules. One of them has been captured by the Labyrinth Group. It's a secret organization within the US government. And so they're trying to dissect the crystals because they don't have the DNA to unlock them. So I'm just sure I just like touch them and the information would flood. But I know there's 6 capsules that haven't been discovered, so that will be quite a great wealth of treasures in relationship to both science, philosophy, and there is much within that will be humanity will be able to use for. This is going to force them. Very soon, a lot of things is going to come to the picture. For now, it's like the battles of the chiefs, and the people are like they don't have no choice but to pay the price for this war among the chiefs. But I see Donald Trump is having now it's Save America. It's like it's on a rescue mission. We really need it, but we have to trust the overall plan. Huh? For there's going to be a lot of evaluation of the situation, because we have the power as individual spirit beings to affect the total transition of the whole planet. But what are the situation? What needs to be done? And there's going to be some refereeing in terms of situation. Much has been done, but more needs to be done. I just need to figure out the proper course of action, but it will be happening. I've been told, and I've been shown, and I know so it is. For it is important to sustain the light, to continue to cultivate the light, but not to fight the darkness, just the darkness, to curb it, neutralize it, and transmute it. For nothing can ever be created or destroyed. Everything is always transformed. There was a French chemist named Lavoisier I discovered that everything always transforms. You don't create or destroy anything. Everything's already there. So the dark needs to be turned into light. It is the light of the light when you turn the. And so I say also there's going to be a very there's going to be an interesting test for the bitcoins, because I see Russia is accepting to be paid for its gas and oil transaction in Bitcoin. So will Bitcoin survive the moving to a next level of transaction? We'll see. Personally, I think Ethereum may be a good, but be very careful of all the digital currency that are produced by the states, and those you want to avoid. I'm not a financial advisor, but just common sense. And then we're going to finish the month of April with this another new moon, and it's going to be a solar eclipse. It's going to be quite wonderful. But today is really where it's happening. It's now, and it's going to be. Just you never know what tomorrow will bring. The highest wisdom is cheminement. It's a step-by-step process. It's a long road. For the road, there is not a road that leads to happiness. As Lao Tzu, the master of wisdom, is the road is happiness. The way is happiness. Then from there, you're not trying to get somewhere. You already accept the happiness and you follow that path of happiness. What needs to be understood is unity. What we need to do is a trial. We need to pass through the test, and what's going to be the outcome is going to be a renewal. For now, it is still trying and testing, and we're still being a bit indulgent. We're allowing all kinds of dark things to happen without if there is no one to oppose the darkness, if the light, when the light is here, the discourse of the dark is the illusion, the manipulation, the lies becomes a lot different. There's a big change as people awaken. There's like the darkness is confronted with the light, and we see that already very much coming in the main, even in the main media, even on the propaganda channels. So I wanted to thank you for everything. If you like this message, just thank you for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, for commenting. Thank you for your donations. If you want a private session, you can send me an email. I'm going to soon return to work. It's going to be really nice. There's so much work, but it's going to be extremely a lot of planification. But so it's all coming together, and I'm going to finish with the song. Let's change the song. Yes, it's a different song that I had earlier. I don't know what the paper changed, so I'm singing this one. It's a nice song too. It's a song. It's called "A Wonderful World." It goes like this: I see trees of green, red roses too. I seen them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed days, dark sacred nights. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The color of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll never know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. So yeah, what a wonderful world. I see the also on the faces of people going by, because they remove their mask now, so it feels good. You can see people's faces, but really annoying with all those people hiding their faces. Like for me, it was extremely. But you know, we have to be tolerant. I didn't want to believe that people were actually going to wear those things, but you know, Spirit told me, they warned me, like maybe in January of 2020. I said no, yeah. The card of the day is the solution. The archangel Zadkiel call on this divine transmutating flame of violet fire. It is he brings this beautiful violet fire flames. It says success goes through compromise. It is important that the soul compromise with a little bit with the ego, to be a little bit indulgent, accepting the limitations of the ego, to love yourself as you are, and with all your imperfection are part of the infinite perfection of the evolving universe. So and same time the ego has to accept that the soul has the love and the creative potential, and the closer more it gives power to the soul, the more the ego will be fulfilled and satisfied. So it goes through compromise. It says self-control and patience. Things go slow. We don't achieve wisdom or ascension in just a snap of a finger. It's not instant gratification. Nature is a slow, gradual process. Just continue to trust. And it says forgiveness and curative energy. So it's about healing energies and continue to forgive yourself, forgive others, just be free, be enjoy, be ready to receive the abundance of heaven. I thank you very much. Wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Adonai.